Okay, here we go. Thursday. So this is last Thursday, day number 4 of week 51. Let's go and read another page of the dictionary. Now, okay, I'm doing it as a exercise, brain exercise, instead of doing puzzles. But reading dictionary and making up sentences is kind of like doing a puzzle to train the brain. But there's an advantage. You actually become more intelligent and you walk out clever after 10, 15, 20 minutes of reading. Well, you could also do the exercise with the puzzle, chasing penguins. Like so on Luminosity, which is an app for training brain. But after 20 minutes, you walk away with nothing better than wasted time. Alright, so let's go. Aspirational voter. A voter in an election whose choice of candidate is linked to their own material ambitions and desire to improve their situation in life. What? A voter in an election whose choice of candidate is linked to their own material ambitions and desire to improve their situation in life. Okay, so it's not about principles. Okay, aspirational voters are not about voting by principles, they are about voting for personal gain. Aspirator, an apparatus or device using suction. Aspirator. A jet pump used in laboratories to produce a partial vacuum. An instrument for removing fluids from the body by suction. Aspirator. So they used aspirator for removing blood from the abdomen. Using aspirator, people in laboratories can create partial vacuum. Apparatus or device using suction. Any device that uses air or sucking air can be called aspirator. Aspire. To aim at something, usually something great or lofty, aspiring to greatness. And Middle English is from breathe on. Aspire. Breathe on. Aspiring to something great. Wow, what a fantastic etymology. Aspire. So if you're breathing on, you're going towards something. Aspire. Wow, towards greatness. As long as you breathe on, aspire. I love it. Aspiring. Aspire. Adjective. Aspirin. Used to, it's acid C9H8O4, used to relieve the pain of headache, rheumatism, gout, neuralgia, etc. A tablet of aspirin. Can you pass me an aspirin, please? It's up there in a top drawer. Sprawling, in a sprawl. In a sprawl. But I don't know what is sprawl. Let's look up what is sprawl. 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 Here we go. Sprawl. 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 Be stretched out in irregular or ungraceful movements as the limbs. To lie or sit with the limbs stretched out in a careless or ungraceful posture. To fall in such a manner. To work one's way awkwardly along with the aid of all the limbs scramble. To spread out in a struggling or irregular manner as a vines building handwriting. To stretch out limbs as in sprawling. To spread out, distribute a straggling manner. The act of sprawling. Sprawl. Okay. Nice. Sprawl. A sprawl. So a sprawl is in a sprawl. Good. They went a sprawl. It means they fell down, lying a sprawl on the ground. A squint. An oblique glance. Squint, so look sideways. A squint. As, it's adverb, a squint. He did it a squint. He looked at me squint. Ass. Long-eared, usually ash-colored animal, related to the horse, serving as a slow, patient, sure-footed beast of burden. Donkey. Ass is a donkey, yes. Any allied wild species as the Mongolian wild ass. Wild ass, alright. So, ass, assail. To set upon with violence, assault, assail. Set upon with violence, assail. To set upon vigorously with arguments, entreaties, abuse, etc., assail. To undertake with the purpose of mastering, assailable, beatable, assailment. Cool, so assail, to set upon with violence. The terrorists were assailed by the Marines. Good. Assassin, assail. Good. Assassin. Someone who undertakes to murder, especially from fanaticism or for reward. Named after a militant Muslim sect active in Persia and Syria from about 1090 to 1272, whose chief object was to assassinate crusaders, French, from medieval Latin, assassinus. So murderers, from Arabic, hashashin, assassin, hashish addicts, from the popular stories about the sect, from the name of the leader, Hassan ibn al-Sabah, assassin. Yeah, no surprises there, I guess. Assassinate, to kill by sudden or secret premeditated assault, especially for political or religious motives. Assassinate, to blight or treacherously. Cool, have some animal jumping out on the porch. To blight or destroy treacherously. To assassinate a person's character. Assassination. The guy was assassinated by a ninja. Assault. Act of assailing and attack, onslaught. Law and unlawful physical attack upon another. An attempt to offer to do violence for another, with or without a battery, as by molding a stone or club in a threatening manner. Okay. An unlawful physical attack upon another, an attempt to offer or offer to do violence to another, with or without a battery, as by holding a stone or club in a threatening manner. To make an assault upon, attack, assail. Assay. A person in the alley was assaulted by two guys. There was no fight. They were just threatening to kill him if he doesn't give them his wallet. Assay. Examine by trial. Put to test or trial, to assay one's strength. Assay, to examine by trial. Assay. Wow, what do you call assay? Assay. Examine by trial. We can assay this bike and see if it withholds, some aggressive biking. Methodology: to test ores or minerals by chemical methods. Assay, to attempt, endeavor. Assay is the same endeavor. To judge the quality of, or evaluate. Can we assay these books for knowledge? Can we assay this wood for strength? Can we assay the house for living for 3 months. You can assay this house for 3 months to see if it's fit for living. Assegai, the slender-throwing spear of the Bantu peoples of southern Africa. Assegai, the slender-throwing spear of the Bantu peoples of southern Africa. Okay. Assemblage, a number of persons or things assembled, or assembly. A number of persons or things assembled. How can people be assembled? Assemblage. The act of assembling, the state of being assembled. Assemble. To bring together, gather into one place, company, body, or whole. Oh, okay. So it means to bring together. Assemble. To put or fit parts together. Put together the parts of a mechanism, etc. Verb. To come together, gather, meet. Okay, so that's the main meaning. To come together, gather, meet. From Old French, from Latin, late Latin, compare or imitate. What? Come together, gather, meet. So it used to have a meaning of compare or imitate. So bring similar things together. Gather and meet. So assemblage is a number of persons who assembled. Assembled means to come together. Assembler. Computers. A program which converts symbolic language to machine language on a word-for-word basis. Assembler. Assemblies of God. A Pentecostal evangelical Christian movement involving a number of individual churches working together in voluntary cooperation. The Australian organisation was formed in 1937. Good. Assembly. A company of persons gathered together, usually for the same purpose, whether religious, political, educational, or social. Assembly. Oh, okay. Assembly of volunteers. Government. A legislative body, especially a lower house of a legislature. The putting together of complex machinery as aeroplanes from interchangeable parts of standard dimensions. Assembly. Okay. Assembly line. A sequential arrangement of machines, tools, and workers in which each worker performs a special operation on an incomplete unit, which passes down a line of workers until it is finished. Assembly line. Cool. So basically a process. Assembly line. What a cool name for a process or production in a company. Assembly line. Assent. Sometimes followed by to agree by expressing acquiescence or admitting truth, express agreement or concurrence, to assent to a statement. He assented to have his house put as a security against a loan. Assent. He assented. Assent. Agreement as to proposal. Acquiescence. Concurrence. What is acquiescence? Acquiescence. Acquittance. Acquiescence. Acquiescence. Acquiesce. To assent tacitly, comply quietly, agree, consent, assent, consent, to acquiesce in an opinion. Nice. Assent. Assent is acquiesce, assented. Assert. To state as true, affirm, declare, to assert that one is innocent. To state, affirm, declare, asserts. To maintain or defend, claims, rights, etc. To maintain or defend. Assert. I'd like to assert that I was not there at the place of the crime. Assertion, positive statement, and unsupported declaration, the act of asserting. Positive statement and unsupported declaration, the act of asserting. Positive statement and unsupported declaration, the act of asserting. Assertion, just make a statement, but without supporting. Unsupported declaration? What does it mean? Unsupported declaration. Oh, declaration is like in writing? Huh. It would be good to find out declaration versus assertion. Let's see. Declaration, declare. Declaration, positive, explicit, or formal statement or announcement. So declaration is a formal statement, proclamation, declaration of war. The document embodying the proclamation is a statement of goods liable to duty. Declaration. Declaration. What a cool word. I love it. Declaration. Declaration. Positive, explicit, formal statement, announcement, a proclamation, a declaration of war, a document embodying the proclamation, a statement of goods liable to duty. Declaration. Declarative. Declaration. I love it. Declaration. Assess. To estimate officially the value of property, income, etc. as a basis for taxation. The property was assessed at $2 million. To fix or determine the amount of damages, tax or a fine, etc. To impose a tax or other charge. Assess. Assessor. Assessor. Someone who assesses. Someone who makes assessment of value or cost as of damage for insurance purposes or of property, etc. for taxation purposes. An advisory associate or assistant. An advisory associate or assistant. Assessor. Okay. Asset. A useful thing or quality. Neatness is an asset, a single item of property, and then digital asset. That's not very... A useful thing or quality. So assets can be either thing or a quality. Asset can be a good discipline, good sense for discipline, or it can be a car. Asset backing. The book value of the assets of a company usually expressed on a per share basis. Asset backing. Assets. Commerce. Resources of a person or business consisting of such items as real property, machinery, inventories, notes, securities, cash, etc. Number 2. Property or effects opposed to liabilities. Property or effects opposed to liabilities. Property or effects. Any property available for paying debts. Assets. So anything that you can pay debts with are assets. Interesting. Asset stripping. Business, the practice of identifying and selling off the readily separable assets of a company, especially one that has been acquired through a recent takeover. Asset stripping. Asseverate, to declare earnestly or solemnly, affirm positively. Asseverate. Asseverate. To declare earnestly or solemnly. What is solemnly? Oh, solemnly. 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 Solemn. Grave, sober, or mirthless as a person, the face, speech, tone, mood, gravely or somewhere impressive, such as cause serious thoughts or grave mood, solemn, serious or earnest. Alright, so solemnly means seriously. Asseverate, declare earnestly or solemnly, affirm positively. Asseverate.